Okay guys, welcome. I am currently in northern France in a place called La Tranchée, which is near St Malo. It's not a particularly nice day, you can see the weather is atrocious, but I'm in a villa not too far from here. So we've done a walk the other day on with family, we're on a little holiday, and I saw this lake behind me, you can see, so I'm going to get a nice picture. But what I'm going to do today as part of my photography 101 course is show you how to take a panorama, and then later on we'll put it on the computer and I'll show you how to stitch those together in Lightroom, or if it's too tricky, in Photoshop. So let me get set up and we'll go from there. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm now set up to do my exposures for a panorama. I'm going to go from left to right, but for the moment I'm just going to show you from here for a second. So I'm going to be taking a lot of images of this lovely view that you can see behind me here. My foreground interest are these kind of weedy type things in the front there, and I've got a lovely kind of bracken type thing over the back there, which I'm going to try and incorporate an image if I can. So what I'm actually going to do is a HDR panorama, which if you've seen my other video on HDR you'll know what that means, but for the time being I'm going to concentrate on the panorama side of what we're doing. So now that we're set up, we are now going to take each picture, and what we want to try and do is incorporate more than 30% of the previous image in the next image. Otherwise, when we get into Lightroom or Photoshop, it won't stitch together too well. You'll have a few problems. Make sure that your tripod's set up nice and sturdy. Make sure that you're level as well, because if you move around the image and you're not level, you're going to get warped horizon, which you don't want, or it could be the other way depending on how you set up. So nice and level, nice and sturdy. We're actually on a bench, which is brilliant, and we're using some fauna in the foreground. There's foreground interest when we panorama around there. So if we take the first image there, fortunately my A7R II will take 3 exposures. It will take your main exposure, and then it will take a 2-stop down and 2-stop above. So we're going to move that around now. Remember, try and keep more than 30% of your image from the previous image into your next image, and we're going to take that. And we are going to move around a little bit more and take that. We're going to move around some more and take that. And we're going to move around one last time and take that. Actually, I'm going to go one more just for safety, just to get the rest of that bank in just there. And that'll be my panorama. We'll get back to the computer and we'll put that into Lightroom and we'll stitch that together, and I'll see you there in a minute. Bye. So the skies have opened up. I'm a little bit rained on. That's okay. This stuff happens. You've got to get out there no matter what. We try and do our best to get the best weather, but I was looking for interest in the sky today, and I think I got that, so that's good. I just got to wait for the rain to stop a little bit, and then we'll get back onto the computer so you can see what's going on. Raining now, isn't it? We're standing over here.
Yeah, that's the golf course.
Oh, no.
This way or that way?
No, straight up.
Come.
Guys, we're back in Lightroom. We have our 6 images. I have to make a confession. Once I took the pictures that you saw me take in the video, I then flipped my camera into portrait mode and got these 6 images because I wanted to get more of the sky. Sorry, I do apologise, but it did start pouring down with rain, which is why I didn't get any vlog video of that footage. We now have our 6 images. These have been converted from 3 individual images into individual HDR images. So I have 6 HDR images there, denoted by the HDR DNGs down the bottom. If you want to see a video on HDR images and how to create HDR images, please look at my video. I'll post a link up in the corner now for you, and you can have a look there. So let's get into this. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to make a panorama. So we're going to select all images, hold down the shift button to select from the first image to the last image, and then right click and go to Photo Merge Panorama. And this is going to set Lightroom off. These images are quite big, so it's going to take a little bit of time, so I might fast this bit forward for you. But once this gets to the end, we'll come back. So here we are, we're back now with a completed image, and we've gone for spherical at the moment. We can try the others if we want. It'll give us an idea of what it can do for us. That's quite good. Perspective, unable to merge photos from a different, okay. So it won't do perspective. It'll auto crop. We can unclick that and it'll show us the edges that it's removed for us. From a sky perspective, we get a little bit more sky in the swimming pool. So let's leave it at that. Let's merge that, and we will see what we get. Okay, so you see, this is our final image. Let's put it into the develop module. And you can see, composition-wise, it's not the best image, but for this tutorial, it's great. You can see that it's done a really good job of stitching these 6 images together. We've got a pretty mundane image, but we're going to mess around with this and see what we can get. You can actually see quite a few droplets of rain on water, which is quite good. Because as I start taking, like I said, as I started taking this this set of images, it did start to rain. Okay, so we're going to come across to our develop modules now and see what we get. So we're going to open up the shadows, and already you can see that that's given the image a bit of punch. We'll bring down the highlights to make that sky a bit more dramatic. Give the whites a bit of a push, just until we can see a little bit of clip in there. You see in the red. Let's take it back ever slightly and bring down the bottom. So I'm not too worried about having some of these areas clipped. That's absolutely fine. Now I'm going to add a bit of clarity. Look at that pop. That image is just going to pop us out a little bit of vibrance. Okay, so we're going to come to the temperature now, and I am going to bring down the blues ever so slightly and pump that magenta up just a little bit. And look at that. That has given those greens a really nice colour, and the sky is starting to pop. There'll be more of the sky later, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to add a little bit of medium contrast there, and not a lot to do with the HSL. Let's leave that alone for the time being. We're not going to add a little bit more yellow into the highlights, more blue into the shadows. I'm just going to mess around with that ever so slightly. And those blues a bit. Bring that down. So it doesn't do a whole lot. It does add a little something. Okay, sharpening wise, we're going to go good with a sharpening and add just a bit more reduction. Usual chromatic aberration removal and enable profile corrections. That should pick up my camera and lens settings. Perfect. And you can see that's actually taking quite a bit of the vignette off. So actually I'm going to bring that back just there. I'm going to actually add a little, doing a bit more in the corners. Now you know what, in fact I'm going to turn that off. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a short while. Dehaze. Too far. Add a little bit of dehaze. Just like that. Let's see what we can do with the landscape profile. That is actually pretty nice. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're just going to add a little bit of fun with the graduate filters. Just add a little bit of exposure there because we've minused it off in the clouds, so the whole image now just pops. It's so vibrant and it's gorgeous. Okay, add another one at the bottom, just close the image off. There. I may just add a little bit more to the side. Let's just bring this side down a bit. It's going to add a bit of vignette as well. do that. We could have done this with a radial filter, but we're just going to do that for the time being. And perfect. Okay, we'll turn the blue clipping off. You can see that. I may just bring this up ever so slightly to bring this up to about there. So I want more of the sky than the ground. Just keep that last tree in. That we'll get rid of. That tree that goes about there. So we've got a little bit of foreground interest here. And you see the lake goes around there. And the sky is just popping forward. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. It's very quick. If you want to look at any of my other videos in the Photography 101 series, please hit the link above. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and leave a comment if you've got any comments or questions. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to get my future videos. And hit that bell button, don't forget that, and that will notify you when I upload another video. And I will see you then. Thanks very much.